webcam on, turn microphone on. I'm in.
Great. Direct them to Lightroom. Go to Lightroom. It makes them log in with their email, so that's good.
Great. So that's how we get that list of everyone that came live.
How pretty.
I need a little more lighting, but hopefully Nick will come out in a minute and do that. All right, should we hang up or, well, no, because I'll just hit mute on the.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. And it has a little YouTube thing in there.
Does it?
Yeah.
Hello. 8:32. 2 minutes isn't too bad, is it? Oh, technology. It has me taking CBD oil. I'm so glad you're here, 5 people. Hello, hello. We have an awesome chat room to use this evening, and we are going to use it. If you're here, I want you chiming in live, answering my prompts. Ready? I'm going to take some CBD hemp. You hold it under the tongue for 15 seconds. Tell me you're here. Say hello. Talk to me in the chat. I'm going to have a prompting question this evening. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody was able to find this easily. I apologize if you didn't get a link emailed to you. I posted some links on social media, so maybe one of those will work. And I sent an email out about 45 minutes ago. Here's your opening question. Don't forget. Nope, I'm in the real one. Ooh, we really need to turn that off. Why is it doing that? Whoa. Sorry you're hearing dinging. Okay. Your question is, what's going well? Where can you pat yourself on the back? I'm having trouble doing that. My shirt's a little tight. I got a little dressed up for you guys. And I will not comment on the chin hair. Do you see the chin hair? There's 2 of them. They're really long too. If you've never been to a video with me, I tend to comment about my facial hair because you can see it with all this lighting. Where are you having a win? I am not having a win with keeping up with my facial hair, but I am having a win, and this is only going to work if you all chime in. I am having a win today. Let me see. Ooh, today was Earth Day. It still is Earth Day. I went to yoga. That was a really big win. And I was late and I was rushed, and I had that moment of like, it was 6:02 and the class started at 6 and it takes just 6 minutes to get there. And I had that moment of like, oh, I should just forget it. You know, that moment, that like split moment decision, exercise with eating, whatever. And I went in and it was like, oh, it was so close to saying, forget it. And I was like, no, I'm pushing through. I'm pushing through. And I was so glad I went. It was great. I'm also holding my jasper. This is my piece of earth. It's very grounding. Somebody says, I made a big salad from the lettuce in my garden. It is lettuce season, ladies, and any gentlemen who might be here. And I hope you are getting some local lettuce. Somebody's got some hyper local lettuce. Is your name really Menu? That's really cool if it is. Hello, hello. What are your wins? We have 12 people live. We're going to have a blast tonight, ladies. I have a lot of really good information to share with you. And more than that, I have some coaching questions and some prompts so I can support you in moving forward with your food stuff here day after Easter, day after spring break is over for a lot of us. Kids are back in school and it's like, okay, I got to get my head on straight, right? Is anybody with me on that? I want you to chime in and answer the prompts that I'm offering to help move you forward. Susan lost 3 pounds last week, 23 down since January. That's incredible, Susan. You should be just unbelievably proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. And I know you're eating real food in the process. So beautiful. So we're going to cover a lot of content tonight. I want you to allow what resonates to sink in. And if it doesn't resonate, or it's like, I'm not really feeling that, don't stress it. Let it just fall away. Got it? This class is happening, this masterclass / coaching call, Your Ideal Weight, is happening as the kickoff to Transformation May. My signature group program is running in May, and we deal with a lot of weight questions. So I'm straight up addressing the weight stuff right here tonight. Some of you have heard a lot of these things. My members, my followers of the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years have heard a lot of these things. And I want to encourage you, even if this isn't new information to you, to put on your beginner's mind, your childlike listening, your curiosity, and hear it with new ears tonight. Because I'm 10 years into my intentional eating journey, and there are still things that I'm going to talk about tonight. In fact, all the things that I am still in the process of practicing. And I'm very intentionally using that word practicing tonight, ladies. Paula says, I ate 6 cookies. Is that a win? Maybe it could have been 16 cookies. So awesome. Nice job. And Crystal just finished a great run. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to have a really good time. I need you to chime in, though, in order to make this work. I'm going to share a menu plan at the end. 6 weeks to summer. That's where we're at right now. 6 weeks until maybe some bathing suit weather. I don't know, earlier for some of us. If you're in North Carolina, it was gorgeous today. And I want to share with you some of my best spring and early summer recipes in a meal plan that Mary Julia, my right-hand girl, has put together. Hi, MJ. I'm going to assume you're here too. Tell me if I'm doing anything horribly wrong. And you will get that at the end. So hang out for the hour, learn, absorb, take notes, chime in, and let's have some fun. Okay, so here we go. Let's start our class. Your ideal weight, 5 practices to guide you. Number 1, I want you to understand something really important. Your weight, whatever weight you are right now, whatever excess weight you have on your body, is not the problem. And some of you are like, what? But it's totally a problem. Why else would I be here or in your membership, right? Or taking this class? Your weight is not the problem. Your weight is a symptom. Your weight is a symptom of an underlying imbalance, basically. And when you can practice the 5 things I'm going to talk about tonight, your body can come to a place of healing with a focus on healing, and the weight, the symptom, will fall away. Does that make sense? That's a perspective shift I'm asking you to try on in the next hour. And I think it's a healthy one for a lot of us who are very focused on, I don't know, the scale. I want you to answer me this as your first question. What will be different about your life when you're at your ideal weight? What will be different? What will look different? How will you feel that's different? How will you show up differently in your life when you are at your ideal weight, whatever that is? I've got to tell you, I have lost a lot of weight in the last 2 years after having my second baby. And in fact, here after baby number 2, I am way less than I did before baby number 1 and even after baby number 1. There was a period where I got down to about this weight. This is the healthiest I've ever been at this weight, if you catch my drift, without abusing my body, without withholding food, without, going for a lot of runs in hot weather before I have to do something. So I sweat a lot, right? We all know these tricks. And I have to say, here at my ideal weight, I still have to work and practice these things and practice a positive mindset when I look in the mirror. Because now it's like, all right, I've lost the weight, but it'd sure be nice to tone up. Sure be nice to look stronger, right? So know that you are always in the process of becoming and getting to this like ideal, weight. It's like happiness, right? As soon as I make more money, I'll be happy. We all know how that tends to work out, yes? So we are always in the process of becoming, and we always want to be more than what we are. So there isn't really an arrival place. If that's maddening, I'm sorry. But it's part of the reality and this paradigm shift I'm asking you to adopt. Julie says she would have more confidence. Yeah. Crystal says she's watching on her phone and she has to stop the video in order to chat. Is it just her? Can someone answer Crystal and see if there's a way to chat without stopping the video? That's kind of a bummer. MJ will be more confident. Yeah, that's a couple of you saying confidence will be the thing that changes when you lose the weight. Good. Yeah. And what would be different if you were more confident, right? What would your life look like then? How would you show up differently because of that confidence? What are you really after in wanting to get to your ideal weight? I think it's important to access that and know it. So there are 3 areas to address when we're talking about healing the body as opposed to just losing weight. Inflammation, digestion, and immunity. MJ and I call this the IDI. Inflammation, digestion, and immunity. The 3 key areas that I help my clients address, that I work to address in my body and life, and that in a lot of ways I am helping you address inside the membership with my content with the New School Kitchen in general. Someone else has to stop the video to comment too. Okay, maybe MJ will have a solution for that. What a bummer. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are probably watching on their phones because, we're a mobile society. Great. So we're going to keep ticking along. Inflammation, digestion. When I'm talking about digestion, I'm not just talking about your poop. I'm talking about all of your body's elimination systems, the peripheral digestive organs, the liver, the kidneys, the gallbladder, all the ways that we eliminate through our skin, sweat, right? All of that is part of metabolizing, let's call it. And those are the three areas that we're going to look at a little bit tonight. And I'm going to ask you to look at for you and in your body. And hopefully you'll leave with some juicy direction. Okay, so I want us to work with a metaphor for our metabolism, for the way that our bodies work, for the way that our bodies use the energy that we're giving them, yes, and heal. So let's think of your metabolism, for lack of a better word, the way that you utilize food as a furnace, as a wood-burning stove here on this non-winter night, right? I don't know about you guys, but we had a wood-burning stove in our house and you could think of it as a fire in the fireplace or even a campfire. We could do that too. Any one of those things, think of those. We had a wood-burning stove when I was a kid. It was so cozy and lovely, except we were really poor and my dad would chop up furniture to put in the in the thing. And my mom would get so upset. She'd say, I love that piece of furniture. But furnace, fire, campfire. What do you want to put in a fire to make it burn long and slow? Logs or some furniture. Maybe your dresser, right? Logs. Stuff that's going to burn for a little while. Stuff that's going to get chewed on by the fire. That's real food. That's nutrient density. That's how we work optimally. And yet we live in a culture and eat food that is like throwing tissues on fire. Sugary drinks, cereal, protein bars, packaged anything, you guys. Tissues. Imagine having a tissue box and you're sitting at the fire and somebody says, do you keep the fire alive? And you got to feed it with tissues or maybe even computer paper, right? A little more dense. Somehow you're not doing quite as bad. You got some health food, junk food going on, or you're just snacking on light things all day, gluten-free crackers, lots of hummus and chips, right? Computer paper, you guys. And so you're having to work really hard and feed yourself a lot, aren't you? If you're burning tissues and computer paper. Yes? Are you understanding my metaphor here? So I want you to look at your own body and your own metabolism as a fire that needs to be fed, that's hungry for deep, lasting, nutrient-dense nourishment. I work with women all the time, especially women a little older in their 50s, 60s, 70s, who think that food makes them fat. There's this horrible thing that the diet culture did for all of us. If I eat food, I get fat. And all food is the enemy, especially nutrient-dense food in a lot of cases, right? I say nuts and they're like, oh no, I can only have 3 of those, right? And if you're doing Weight Watchers and you're counting your nuts, fine. I'm not telling you you're doing it wrong. But there's this fear of dense food because it's high calories sometimes, right? And that's scary. And I'm telling you that by continuing to give yourself the tissues, toast, cereal, crackers, tortilla chips, hummus, right? Maybe like just some light cucumbers, right? Oh, I eat my veggies, or some low-fat yogurt. Yes, you are not healing your body on a cellular level, and you may lose some weight. You probably will. And then what's going to happen if you know what happens with the diet thing? So working with this idea, you want to eat, you want to feed the furnace, you want to give that campfire logs so it can burn all night long and keep you warm. Does this resonate? Yes or no? So for the 5 points that I'm going to make tonight, I want to emphasize this word practice, you guys. I want you to look at your self-nourishment. That's you buying, cooking, shopping for, planning, prepping, and eating as a practice. Who out there practices yoga? I don't say who out there is perfect at yoga, right? The phrase is practices yoga or practicing mindfulness or practicing meditation. What have you practiced before in your life? Or do we have any musicians here? I remember learning the flute in 4th grade, 5th grade, and man, my fingers really hurt practicing the flute. And I just have to come back to it every day. I did not like practicing. I did not like practicing. And my hands would get less and less tired, and I'd get better and better, sort of, but it still is and was a practice, like everything, really. Alexa says, I practice running. Beautiful. Yeah, Catherine's a yoga dropout. That's okay. I'm glad you found us, and sorry about the link problems if anybody had them. So I want you to understand something. Feeding yourself food is not like this thing on the list of stuff that you have to do every day. You just need to go ahead and like, quick, get it done and cross it off. I mean, it could be. Feeding yourself nutrient-dense real food is an opportunity to heal 2, 3, 4 times a day. An opportunity. This is a part of life. This is part of living. It's not something you have to do on the to-do list. It's something that is inherently part of life. And generations ago, there wouldn't have even been a question. You would not have heard people say, I don't have time to eat well. I don't have time to cook. That was not even a thing, you guys. This is this cultural idea we've had in the last couple of decades that we have to like make time for food and it's an inconvenience. This is part of life, and this is what keeps you alive. Yes? So opening yourself up to seeing this, what I'm going to talk about tonight is a practice that, oh my gosh, even can be gasp pleasurable. Yes? And then I want you to understand this too. What you resist persists. When we create all this, like, I can't have that, right? I'm cutting this out. I can't have this stuff anymore. It makes me sick or it's making me fat. What you resist persists. What do you want as soon as you tell yourself, I can't have something? That's human. That's the brain. You want the thing more than anything. So that's another argument against the diet culture. Shayla says, can you do more of these like once a week? Yeah. And this isn't even for members, Shayla. This is a free one. We're going to switch some member calls onto here too. So I'm really glad that you're here and you're enjoying this. I'm just preaching here. We're about to jump in. Yoga, brushing your teeth, taking care of yourself, getting rid of your facial hair, exercising, cleaning your house. These are things that you do, that you practice, that you show up for over and over and over and over again. Because that's kind of the whole point of life. Yeah? To get nourished, to heal our bodies. At least it is for my life. I don't know. It would be really boring if food was just like a pill that we had to take. It's created to be pleasurable. There is flavor for a reason. We're supposed to enjoy it. We're supposed to want to come back to it. We're supposed to get hungry and want more nourishment. Trying to shut that down and squelch it and make your fire really small and resist the food so you don't get fat, that's creating more dysfunction. Okay, so open up to the practice is what I'm trying to say here. All right, we're going to hit the slideshow. I promise you, it's not. Someone told me last time they were getting death by PowerPoint. I had too many things in PowerPoint. So now it's super simple. I'm just taking you through my 5 practices, hopefully none of which will surprise my members, but ones that you can go deeper and deeper on. Have y'all heard my blender metaphor, you guys? Yes, I'm going to send a video out next week about this, but it's all of this stuff is like being in a blender and making a fabulous green smoothie. You're at different points in your journey every time you come back around to something. You know, it's like any self-development, right? I come back around to like, wow, I get really defensive when X, Y, and Z happens. And then I like work on that, you know, and practice not being defensive. And then I'm like, great, I fixed that thing. And then a couple months later, something happens and it triggers me and I get really defensive. I'm like, what the crap? I thought I dealt with this. Why is this happening again? And then I have to remember that all of life, in our food practices, our self-development, whatever, is like being in a damn blender. You're going to come back around to the same stuff over and over and over again, but you go deeper and deeper and become a more integrated, more delicious green smoothie as you do. How exciting is that? Okay, number 1, I hope this doesn't surprise you coming from me, and I hope that you can leave tonight more committed to eating real food. That's solid stuff, Single ingredients sourced from nature you make yourself at home. Single ingredients you source from nature, you make yourself at home, either as a meal, this beautiful picture here on the left, a bowl of veggies and quinoa, or as a drink, like a green smoothie or a juice. I call this liquid gold. Who's down with the liquid gold? Type yes and tell me what the last liquid gold was that you had in your body, in your mouth. I classify liquid gold as smoothies, juices, bone broth, nut milks. Oh my gosh, what's the fifth one? What's the fifth one? Somebody has to tell me. Juices, smoothies, bone broths, nut milks, ferments. Ferments was a bonus that I added on when I did this challenge with the members. Somebody refresh me. A mess. Oh, thank you, honey. My husband just came in and whispered, of course, how could I forget? This one has actually exploded inside the membership. And with the last group of Transformers in February, herbal infusions. Herbal infusions. And in fact, I shouldn't forget it because it's the easiest one to get in your body. You just brew it like tea and drink it. I enjoyed a huge hot cup of nettles yesterday. It was delicious. Eat real food, you guys. The processed food is the tissues, remember, on your fire. And I'm going to share a couple of processed foods I see a lot of you eating and justifying at times. And I want to know where you're at. I got to switch to the chat so I can see what you write. With sugar. Where are you at with the sugars, ladies and gentlemen? Are you eating the cake in the office for so-and-so's birthday? Are you getting the sort of okay, kind of approved sugary treats from your health food store? Yeah, I call that health food junk food. Cereal. I see so much cereal. There's a cereal addiction out there. I'm not judging you for any of it. I loved my Apple Jacks, Cocoa Puffs, Honey Nut Cheerios. It's all good stuff. And tissues and computer paper on the fire. Where are you at with sugar? That is the tissueiest, lightest, easiest burnt up food that's going to send you out on a darn binge, you guys. It's going to send you on a binge. Why? Because it's addicting? Yes. And also because it's not giving you any nutrients. You're going to go looking for nutrients. Okay. Refined oils. Refined oils. Oh my gosh, I see them in health foods. Who's the tortilla chips? Who's eating the potato chips? Look at the oils in the packaged and processed foods. You may still have these oils, canola, sunflower, safflower, vegetable oil, corn oil, hanging out in your pantry. Jenna says jelly beans are gone. I love you and I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, damn jelly beans, damn Easter. Anybody have those Peeps? Those always kind of gross me out, I have to be honest, but I was never a marshmallow person. I like those little Red Hots. Oh no, that's for Valentine's Day. I don't know, I'm kind of confused about Easter. Oh, the Cadbury eggs. That was an Easter thing. Now I remember. And the chocolate bunny that's hollow. Yeah, I don't know. Sugar just makes me feel so sick that now I look at it and it's like, it looks like alien food. Okay, so sugars, refined oils. And then, guys, I'm going to read you the riot act on some foods that you're hiding behind and masquerading as health food. All your processed grains, all your whole wheat pastas and your gluten-free breads and the seedy crackers and the, I don't even know what all the grains are, but they're everywhere. They're everywhere. The processed grains. And man, they can lie as much as they want on the front of the labels of food and say whole grain, 9 grams of whole grain. This stuff is tissues. It's devoid of nutrients. It's super processed. It's doing nothing for you except wreaking havoc on your inflammation, digestion, and immunity in your system. And it's something that when my clients and members get a hold of, and certainly inside of transformation, get a hold of and take out, you can see some big shifts happen. One other one that I hesitate to throw under the bus, but I think a lot of us make exceptions for, is all the dairy. I'm not vegan, but I agree with the vegans on this one. I have never met someone with a weight problem, with inflammation issues, with digestion issues, or with immunity issues that doesn't feel better when they take out dairy. And I know it's a tough one. Cheese is a beautiful thing, you guys. and it's inflaming the crap out of you. Even if you can just take a break from all the yogurt, all the cheese melted on everything, you're going to feel a difference in your body. And if you want to lose a couple of pounds and you're a dairy eater, I'm not going to guarantee it, but I never met a client that didn't say, oh my gosh, I dropped 3 pounds when I took out dairy. It's hugely inflammatory in the body. And then my last real food that I think y'all need a little come to Jesus on is the factory farmed meats and meat substitutes, crappy meat substitutes, lunch meats, bacon, certainly any of these highly processed factory farmed meats. This is 100% linked to colon cancer. Jeannie, I'm so glad you're here and that you found a link. And, you know, if you are eating factory farmed, even fresh meat, right? They say about it fresh from the grocery store, there's Purdue chicken breast. That is sick animals. And I know that super clean meats are expensive. I know. I would rather see you be vegetarian for 3 days than eat factory farmed meat and continue inflaming your digestive system and triggering an immune response in the presence of those foods. Is anybody hearing me on this? Is anybody feeling like I got to get this factory farmed meat or processed meat? And look, the same goes for the vegetarian soy tofurkey processed meat product. That stuff's horrible for you, for sure, and your system. All right, is anybody depressed? Is anybody like, why are you taking away all the foods? I'm not taking them away. I'm telling you that you can eat all of the amazing nutrient-dense real foods out there. Carrots, celery, zucchini, onions, garlic, lettuce, spinach, parsnips, peppers, grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon. Yes, sweet potatoes. So many real foods. In fact, so many real foods, I was going to show you this during the veggie section, that I even found something at the grocery store the other day that I've never had before. Does anybody know what these are? They look like something that I thought they were when I went up to them, and then I read the sign and was like, what? And I had to Google it. Look at the tops. Fragrant top. And here's the bottom. Do you guys know what this is? Not parsnips, Jeannie. That's what I thought it was when I went up to it. But oh no, this is parsley root. What? It supposedly tastes half like parsley. I haven't tried it yet. And half like celery. I totally taste some celery. That's interesting. And you're supposed to, and a little bit like carrot, and you're supposed to treat it like a carrot. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I brought it here to show you that there are endless amounts of real food, even at your damn Harris Teeter, which is where I got that. Ashley says, are there different quality of grass-fed meats? Yeah, this is where you really want to talk to your farmer. But ideally, it's 100% grass-fed. Some of them are grain finished, which I don't think is the worst thing in the world. Ideally, they're pastured, right? This is an animal that was free to do and eat what it needed to do and eat, and was not chained in a cage or a stall and force-fed. A lot of them are force-fed. And some of the stuff, when I researched the factory farm stuff, I mean, I get it why people become vegan. It's horrifying, you guys, what they're doing to these animals and what this does to our environment. Shayla, can someone offer her some? Yeah, we can share some of that in the membership, Shayla, and certainly inside of Transformation for sure. Ask that question in the membership. It's a good one. Someone says, watch Eating Meat, the documentary. Oh, that's MJ. Yes, great. There are some great resources out there. And I'm not vegan. And I think I evolved to eat meat and it works in my body. At least it does for now. If my body tells me something different, I will honor it. And you can get clean chicken. You're going to pay more. And so you learn to eat less of it, right? So bottom line here, I'm bottom lining this real food thing before I move on. Nutrient density is the name of the game. I could hold out to you for breakfast here a piece of gluten-free toast or a sweet potato to have with your eggs, right? Let's say that they're portioned out so they're the exact same carbohydrate content, the exact same amount of carbs, right? One of them isn't more than the other, the exact same amount of calories if that's what you're focused on. And I say to you, which one's going to give you more bang for your buck? You know the answer here. The sweet potato is. It's got minerals, it's got vitamins, it's got fiber, and it's the actual single ingredient sourced from nature, not 17 different ingredients pulled together and turned into something in a factory and then put in a plastic package and shipped to the store so it can burn like tissues, while this one burns long and slow. Nutrient density is the name of the game. And guess what? When you're binging, when you're craving, when you come to me and say, I can't stop, 3 o'clock is my worst time, I end up eating all the sugar, right? I'm out of control. After dinner, I just can't stop. I have 3 bowls of cereal in a row, right? Who understands that feeling? I did it for years. Do you want to know what that is? That's nutrient deficiencies. Cravings are nutrient deficiencies. That means you didn't have enough logs in your fire that day. Really. And when you start eating nutrient-dense real food, quality fats, quality vegetables, high-quality proteins, all cooked together, you're full. It's like I had never had the feeling in my entire life of being like, oh my God, it's been like 3 hours since I ate, and I'm fine. Today I went 4.5, and I wasn't hungry, and I wasn't having symptoms of hunger yet either. I felt good because I had eaten like a bowl of vegetables and turkey this big. Yes? So what happens when we're truly nourished? I got to keep going. I'm taking forever here, aren't I, MJ? Let me ask you this on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most nutrient dense. Where do you think your food lies on that scale right now? How dense are your logs? 10 is the most dense in nutrients. Where are you at? Hit me with your number. This is going to help you know where you want to go. All right, I'm moving on. Number 2, I still want to see your number though. This is important. 7, 8. Good. 5. Thank you for your honesty, Alexa. Earthlyn, I'm glad you're here. 6. Good. So you know where you are and where you stand. Jeannie's a solid 9 since joining the membership. Ashley's a 4. Sarah's a 6. Beautiful. I love this. Number 2, this is the second practice. Now, this eat real food thing, we do remember that this is a practice, right, guys? Yes? I have better days than others. Listen to your body. Number two. My members have heard this. Listen to your body. I want to tell you something. Your body is amazing. Your body is amazing. Did you know that? I might turn the slideshow, put it on pause. How do I make it stop? Oh, man. Okay. I really want you to get this, so I'm going full screen. Type in yes or no if you believe that your body is amazing. I know I'm stating this as a truth, but I'm curious, and there isn't a wrong answer. Do you believe that your body, the one that you're in right now, is amazing? I want to know. Your body is trying to live in every moment. Think about this. Your heart keeps beating to keep you alive in every moment. Your cells regenerate every day in order to give you life. Your legs and your feet carry you everywhere you need to go so you can get food. Your arms so you can cook food. I want you to really understand that your body's doing everything it can to support you to life. It's not trying to kill you, despite what it might feel like. You might be trying to kill it, and that's a different story, but your body is incredible. Do you believe that? I'm curious. Got a lot of yeses and some good and some sometimes. Beautiful. I love this. Julie realized how amazing her body was after giving birth. Yeah, so empowering, right? I'm right there with you, and I felt the same way. So let's talk about how your body talks then. Let me hear your body talk. MJ, your body talk. It's been in my head all day since you said it this morning. Let me hear your body talk. How does your body talk? I want everybody to type in one way that their body talks. So if we're going to go with our immune, digestive, and inflammation, which I want to, I will share mine. How my immune system talks. How about developing new food sensitivities on the regular? That's one of my biggest struggles, is that I grow sensitive to good, nourishing foods, and then I have to cut them out. Most recently, salmon started bothering me. Don't even ask. And that's hard to stomach. Seasonal allergies are one way that my immune system talks. What about digestion? I know a lot of you, yes, gas, bloating, yes, so common. Stomach aches. If you take any heartburn medications, if you have constipation or diarrhea, if you rely on coffee to help you poop, and if you don't have coffee, you don't poop, you have some digestive dysfunction. That's one of the ways that your body is talking. What about inflammation? How does your body talk with inflammation? Aches, physical pain, joint pain, depression. Did we know this? That they're now understanding that depression is actually inflammation in the brain to some extent. How crazy is that? Low energy, says Julie. Memory, says Caroline. Yeah, that one gets affected for me too. Mood, for sure. Bridger gets a heartbeat in her ear. Bummer. Brain fog, that's a big one for me too, Alexa, especially when my eating isn't on point. Arthritis, Jane's arthritis and the bloating. Fatigue, mood. Yeah, visceral discomfort. So we're all really clear on our bodies talking. And we're all really clear about the negative symptoms that are being expressed. How does your body, what does your body do that is a positive conversation that you're having? This is a little bit different. I love this chat. I'm going to put the slide presentation back on. So I want to just share a really quick tip for navigating and practicing listening to the body. It's easy when the symptoms are really loud, right? It's like that stomach ache. It's like, okay, I'm listening, right? I don't need to listen. In fact, I want to turn the volume down. But how can you tune in and listen to the more subtle cues of the body? And how can you become and allow those big cues not to trigger you? Because I have to tell you, one of the biggest things I've learned in the last year is that when I have a symptom, i.e. a stomach ache or a histamine flare or an allergy response to a food or my body gets tense, I make it worse by freaking out in the face of the symptom. I get stressed that this thing is happening. Does anybody have this experience? Like I'm in yoga and I'm doing a pose and all of a sudden my inflammation is like, oh, I can't. And it's not just like exercise heat. It's like, oh, okay, that really hurts. And then I'm triggered. I'm so weak. Oh my gosh, I must be getting cold, right? And then I spin myself into more pain, more inflammation, more digestion issues. And one of the biggest things I've learned, due in part to physical therapy with Caroline and my own personal practice of breath work and meditation and mindfulness, is that if you take a couple of breaths and slow everything down, as you can see, that's a must for me. Yes, I'm now putting pauses between my words and I'm breathing, that you can hear, you can feel, you can taste, you can experience pleasure, you can tune into what emotions are actually happening that are making you having this emotional eating experience that you might be caught in and hating yourself for. And so right now I want us to practice. We're not going to do mindfulness. I just want 3 breaths. I want to show you how to take 3 breaths in your own way. I just want to cue you to slow down your system. So in through the nose, I want everybody to just fill to capacity, not quickly, just at a moderate pace, and really fill yourself, fill up. And then when you're full, slowly, gently, quietly deflate the balloon. And I want you to do it a second time. Breathing all the way. Really feel the fullness, the expansion of your chest, your ribs, your stomach. In that order, if it's helpful. And then when you breathe out, allow your stomach, your ribs, and your chest to deflate. One more time. In and out. Now that was 3 breaths and about 30 seconds. How do you feel? You can call that mindfulness, you can call that breath work, whatever it is, but you just did something that can benefit you more than stressing about your eating is going to do. And if you do that before you eat, ding, 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 You're going to digest your food a whole lot better. You're going to get the nutrients. And if you can create some of that stillness, you might just make better food choices too. All right, I'm moving on. I don't know why my slide presentation isn't coming up. Make vegetables the rock star, you guys. Make vegetables the rock star. I know that, this is kind of an obvious one, but it's amazing to me how few people are eating vegetables at every meal or even once a day. People that say to me, oh, I eat real food all the time. I'm super healthy. They're eating yogurt. Instead, maybe they're putting some blueberries in it, right? But then there's a power bar. And then maybe there's the obligatory salad with some like non-organic crappy lettuce and not a whole lot of vegetables, but a whole lot of eggs and cheese and meat on top of the lettuce. I am here to tell you that you are not going to heal your body and lose the weight unless you eat vegetables. They are what's healing you. And yes, fruits too. I emphasize the vegetables because I've never had to force anybody to eat a fruit. Y'all love your fruit. And fruit is amazing. But eat your vegetables. They heal you on a cellular level. They're also loaded with fiber and they take up the most room in the stomach of anything. That's why Weight Watchers now says unlimited vegetables, because they fill your body with the goodness so you don't have as much room to jam in all the meat and the cheese. You guys, dark leafy greens, herbal infusions, seasonal, local, the microgreens. Don't get stuck on the same stuff. Variety, man. I found parsley root. I've never had that in my life, and I love vegetables. There's a ton of stuff out there I guarantee you you're not eating, and that is waiting for you to heal your body. For that, let's talk about, green juices, green smoothies. This is an incredible way to get greens and vegetables in your body and a huge part of the transformation protocol. Liquid golds, get the vegetables in your system quickly and effectively. For that effect, the herbal infusions are loaded with chlorophyll. Even a full spectrum hemp oil has chlorophyll in it, those properties in the vegetables that are nourishing and healing to you. This is a practice. Practice the vegetables. Practice cooking the vegetables. Which brings us to our next point, our next practice, new school your habits. New school your habits. What does that mean? Old school, grandma was in the kitchen all the time cooking, right? My grandma spent all day in the kitchen. Horrible. She pretended like she liked it, but I know she didn't, but it was her purpose. New school is we don't have the time to be in there all day, and you don't have to be. If you can get down with some new school habits and methods, if you can prep hack your way into the kitchen, you're going to be successful with the vegetables and the nutrient-dense real food and the liquid gold, the practices we're talking about here tonight. So I want you to get down with the ABC. ABC, always be cooking. That doesn't mean you're always in the kitchen. It means that you're in this mindset where if you have 10 minutes, I want you to name for me what you can get done in the kitchen in 10 minutes. You might think not a lot, but oh no, a lot. I can make hemp milk. I can spiralize a zucchini and a beet and put them in the fridge to make up later. I can brew an herbal infusion in 10 minutes. I can throw a pastured pork shoulder in the crock pot like I did yesterday morning at 8 a.m., put some salt and some pepper and some rosemary on it, and make the protein that's going to last us 4 days. What can you do in the ABC mindset in that I've got 10 minutes before I got to get the kids from school and I could just stare at my phone, or I could, Julie says, prep overnight oats. Alexa, make the balls. Yes, snack balls. Make it so easy to stay on track. Julie can wash and chop her leafy greens. I love that so much. And yeah, just reach in that fridge, throw them in your skillet meal, throw them in your cast iron skillet as a side, and you're done. Yes, Earthling, you can make a green smoothie in 10 minutes, girl, and you could probably drink half of it too. I love it. You can make smoothie packs in mason jars, line them up in the freezer, make a chia pudding. There's a lot that you can do in a little bit of time. Don't get caught in this idea that I need a whole Sunday to prep. You don't. You need to be in an ABC mindset and new school your habits. Just to prove it to you, there's a lot that goes into this kitchen game. You guys, look at what you're practicing every day when you're showing up for real food, even if it's only 50% of the time. You're planning, you're shopping, you're prepping, you're cooking, you're eating, and you're resetting that whole cycle again. It's a lot. I'm not going to be the person that stands here and says, it's so easy to eat healthy. Just do it. No, I broke it down in this document. There's a lot of crap that goes into this process. So you need to be in a place of practice because guess what? It gets easier. Any members in here feeling like they've got a good groove? Any people who did transformation last round feeling like, heck, I've come a long way here. I've come a long way since I was awkward at the stove trying to make a skillet bowl for the first time. When you show up for the work, when you practice, not research, not think about it, not beat myself up because I'm not doing it, just get on your feet and do it, practice it, it gets easier. You get smoother, it gets better. So what's getting in the way of you getting on your feet and practicing? This is my coaching question for you. What's getting in the way of you planning, shopping, prepping, cooking a badass real food meal? What's happening right now? Be honest with me. I want to help you because this next step is going to help you. MJ says weekend travel is getting in the way. Yeah, coming back from a holiday weekend and being back in the back in the kitchen and you're like, oh crap, I didn't buy any vegetables. There's nothing in the refrigerator. I'm off my game, right? Yes, off your routine. Caroline used to get angry in the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen can be a scary and triggering place for sure. For sure. What's getting in the way? Time, money, right? There are a lot of things, excuses about time. Good girl, Jenna. Yeah, saying I don't have the time. This is absolutely a mindset issue, and that's my fifth and final practice. Life is getting in the way, says Earthlyn. Working massive amounts, working on doctorate children, toddler tantrum, bad habits. Yes. Papa John texts me. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. The illusion that a restaurant meal is a luxury. Great honesty, Shayla. I love that so much. Julie says a fussy baby. Yeah, there is a lot, you guys. And I'm not saying, oh, you're full of excuses. You have all the time in the world and you're staring at your phone all day. I do think we're losing a lot of time to our smartphones. I have a new phone that tells me how much time I've spent on the phone. The other day it was 6 hours. That is not okay. I mean, I'm running a business on this too, but oh my gosh, that's my lame excuse. That's the thing that sucks me away from showing up for myself. So, number 5, you will get to practice this exact thing that you just told me about when you shift your mindset. Reframe this limiting belief. I want you to understand that when you say you're going to do something, I'm going to start tomorrow making smoothies every day, and you wake up and you don't do it, you break down trust with yourself. What if you had a friend who every time you made plans, they didn't show up or they canceled? How many times would it take for you to say, screw them, they suck. I don't like them. What's wrong with them? Why are they treating me like this? Imagine that. We've all had friends that have done this in the past, but consistently making promises to you and breaking them. A family member. Yes? What would happen? How would you feel? That's what you're doing every time you say, I'm going to do this. Make declarations. We're really good at making declarations, right? It feels like if I just say it, maybe I'll do it, right? This week I'm eating no meat. I'm done with gluten-free tomorrow, right? And then you don't do what you say you're going to do, you degrade trust. And it becomes harder and harder to get in a good habit cycle. It becomes harder and harder to do what you say you're going to do because you don't believe yourself anymore when you say it. Your other self says, yeah, right, I'll believe it when I see it, right? This is why baby steps work. Don't make declarations to do something big and out there. I'm going to meditate every day for half an hour. That was my brother to me last week. And it's like, you don't even know what meditation is yet. What if you just started by downloading the app and taking 5 minutes? And then he says to me, I don't have time. And I said, 10 minutes ago, you told me you were going to meditate for 30 minutes a day, right? This is what we do. This is what's human. Baby steps, you guys. If he had said, I'm just going to download the Headspace app today, and then he did it, what does that do? That builds confidence and it builds trust with you and you. Do you see what I'm saying? So think about what you're doing and saying with your food stuff, with your limiting beliefs, with I don't have time to prep 6 hours every Sunday. Break it down real small. I'm going to eat salad right now. The salad that's in front of me, I'm going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to drink this water. Build trust and practice baby steps. Look, I want you to understand that what you focus on grows. If you tell yourself you're the kind of person who's just not good at cooking, what's your reality going to be? You're forever going to be the kind of person who's not really good at cooking. So what are you ready to believe is true about you? What are you ready to believe is true? This is an important coaching question. Jenna, if you said the illusion of time, right? Or Shayla said this illusion that a restaurant meal is a luxury. What's the truth that you want to believe? It doesn't have to be true to you right now. What? That real food is the most nourishing thing for you? What do you want to believe? Or what picture of yourself are you creating this spring? I am the kind of person who, this is an identity-based belief, this is a really effective practice. Either I want to be the kind of person who, or I am the kind of person who has my food prepped and cooked and shopped for and ready to rock so that I never open the refrigerator and say, I don't have anything to eat, literally. That's the kind of person I am practicing becoming right now. And it's taken me a long time to get here. And 80 to 90% of the time, I'm golden. And I'm really good at throwing stuff together. I'm the kind of person who chooses to spend the energy and time taking care of herself. I love that so much, MJ. She chooses to spend the energy and time to take care of herself. Jenna wants to do right by her body. I love this. Caroline wants to count on herself. Oh, that's such good wordage and so beautiful. So how important is it then, you guys, that you start practicing these things that I'm talking about? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most important. How important is it that you bring yourself to the practice of eating real food, listening to your body, making vegetables the rock star, new schooling your habits, and shifting your mindset? Choosing to be happy, choosing to be okay with how you look one day, choosing it. And man, there's a fake it till you make it, I'll tell you. And it works to fake it till you make it. Earthland says, I deserve to make my health a priority and not put everyone else's needs before me. Yes. So I want to tell you about Laura and her practice. So Laura is, full disclosure, my sister. And Laura took part in transformation last year. She was she had 2 babies 2 years apart and felt awful. Her inflammation was out of control. She was having anaphylactic reactions to foods that she actually wasn't even allergic to. I'm sorry, the dinging keeps happening. I don't know how to shut that off. And was riddled with eczema, stomach aches, and low energy. Like, I just can't do life. I don't have time to do any of this. She joined transformation, and the other picture you see of her is 8 months later after committing to these practices. This is not a miracle overnight thing, these practices and the weight loss it brings. This is a sustainable thing. This is weight that stays off because Laura got her practices down. She upgraded her proteins from factory farmed to super clean. I was just at her house. Her whole freezer was filled with farm meat. It was gorgeous. And she committed to vegetables on a daily basis, not just getting by on a salad here and there. Her liquid golds of choice are now green smoothies and bone broth. She makes that bone broth every single week, and she makes a green smoothie every single morning and gives it to her kids. Her husband now drinks one too. And that liquid gold really nourishes and works for her. Her body went from anaphylactic, a chronic back injury. She couldn't lift her children because her back was so inflamed and out of whack and swollen, to a woman who is now limber, energized, and she's 9 months pregnant with her 3rd baby, super lean. Before that picture was taken just before her pregnancy. But she's strong. When I saw her, I was like, I can't believe this is you in your 3rd pregnancy. She looked and felt different to me because of her practice here. She loves carrots, local salad greens, kale, blueberries, and broccoli on the daily and the regular, and she's open to anything and any veggie I make her and is learning more cooking every day. The habits that she got better at were honing in on the planning. She was doing a lot of like, let me just run to the store and pick up a few things. And she was also doing a lot of grocery ordering, which wasn't helping her be more organized. It was, again, convenience shopping. And then she got her prep game on. She learned how to ABC. She learned how to throw that bone broth in the crock pot when she just had a few minutes. Her mindset shifted dramatically, and now she believes these things. I do have time. She has 2, almost 3 children and a full-time job. I can heal. She's no longer having anaphylactic reactions to random foods, and her back pain is gone, and I am strong. She can hold both of her children, pregnant with her 3rd, and she is strong because this practice of eating the real food, shifting her mindset, integrating vegetables, having liquid golds, allowed her the space and the capacity to show up for an exercise class, take care of herself in other ways, and she has built her strength. How cool is this? I'm showing you this to inspire you to understand that your commitment here, these tens I'm seeing, MJ says I'm recommitting, is a step around the blender in this practice of you showing up for you. I'm launching transformation, guys, today, tonight, right now for May, which is less than 10 days away, and I'm inviting you to come. I have menu plans, the Liquid Gold protocol with videos and recipe ebooks, 3 coaching calls, a lot like this, but even more targeted to the work you're doing, and go deeper into your answers and pulling out what those limiting beliefs are and what mindset stuff needs to shift to get you motivated and inspired and in the kitchen. A tool called Voxer, which is a walkie-talkie app where you have accountability and support from me and the group, and all of the mindset and motivation you need to spend 1 month in a deep practice with yourself, with me as your guide, showing up around these 5 things. It's $199 for members and past Transformers $227 for non-members. And I will go ahead and show you up on the screen the link for you to click on that. You should see it near where the chat box is if you are interested in reading more. You're invited to come. Let's see. I want to ask you a final coaching question. If you want to read some testimonials, they're there on the screen. So what will be different for you when you are in the act? No, what does it look like for you? Visioning is important, you guys. Some of you have heard me talk about the reticular activating system, and your menu plan is coming. Hang for a few more minutes. The reticular activating system in the brain, a bundle of nerves that thinks in pictures. This is how we are now explaining the law of attraction and why vision boards work, is because when you give yourself a picture of what it is that you want to be and who it is that you really believe you are at your core, your brain is going to find the experiences, the opportunities, and the moments to step into that, to become that, to choose that. Yes? And so I want to ask you a visioning question tonight. I want you to see yourself in the practice of eating real food, listening to your body, making vegetables the rock star, new schooling your habits, and shifting your mindset to believe that, yes, I do have time. I can heal. My immunity and digestion and inflammation are all at healthy levels. What does it look like when you are in the practice of these 5 things? For me, it looks like I can do these things and hold all these things with ease and with a flow. And I can feel joyful about them and not like, I have to freaking prepare more food for myself because I'm out of food. Honey, can you stop texting? I don't know how to make it stop dinging. Thank you. So what does it look like? I'm going to switch to the chat so I can read. I hope it means that there's the offer. Okay. I always forget to do that. I have to click an extra button. So you can see the transformation on the side there, and you can learn more. What does it look like for you to be in this practice? Alexa says I look lean, energetic, happy, and confident. Yeah, confident, that same word so many people used when talking about being at their ideal weight. Yeah, and I'm hearing you say even being in the practice would make me confident. Caroline would feel so amazing. I did this. I'm doing it again. I'm still doing it. Caroline was in the last round of transformation. I'm telling you guys, I get the privilege of seeing her almost every week for physical therapy. She is transforming right now as we speak. Every time I hug her, there's less of her to hug. I'm hoping she'll do a testimonial sometime soon, and maybe a before and after. MJ just posted the link. Yeah, we had this problem last time with the offer. Sometimes it just doesn't want to go up, but hopefully you can see it there. I want you to know that if you register before April 27th, you are going to get access for free to my Real Food for Real Kids Masterclass. I'm giving live this format. I will have a guest on here. Denise from Cut the Crap Parenting is going to give us some amazing parenting guidance on how to help your kids eat more real food, the food you want them to eat, but they won't eat, right? And they just want more what? Peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese, whatever it is, chicken fingers. I am going to support you in getting your kids acclimated and enjoying real food in this masterclass. That will happen at the end of May. I'm sorry that date is not posted there, but if you register for transformation before April 27th, I'm giving you free access to that class because I want you to have this information. As you transform, I want you to help your kids transform. So, how you feeling? I'm going to pull up that 6 Weeks to Summer ebook for all of you that stayed live. Thank you. I appreciate you and the way you've been chiming in. And I'm going to share that awesome gift with you while I leave up the transformation offer here and ask you as our final coaching question, what are you taking away tonight? What's one thing you said, heard, felt, or realized tonight during this call, this coaching call / masterclass / webinar that is important, significant, valuable, interesting? Where do you want to hone in? What's your I'm taking away what? Inspiration? Desire to drink more liquid golds? I'm going to watch what it is that you're telling yourself and shift your mindset a little bit. Choose something different. Fake it till you make it. Talk to me. What are you taking away? Earthland's taking away. I can do this. I'm going to focus on the veggies. Beautiful. Caroline. Jeannie, that it is possible to regain my health and reach wellness 100%. Remember, your body is amazing and it's working for you to live and heal in every moment. MJ's taking away, if I fall out of practice, I can easily get back on the wagon by just doing the next thing. Isn't that the most beautiful mantra ever? Do the next thing. Shayla's taking away the real idea that this is a practice. Yeah, that we're not just trying to get to some finish line and then we're done and we figured it all out. It's constant. It's that blender, girl. You're going around and around. Sarah's taking inspiration and the importance of following through on commitments I make to myself. Yes, build that trust back up again. I said tonight, I'm going to yoga at 6 o'clock. And at 6:03, I almost said, fuck it. And I didn't. I said, no, I made that commitment and I'm going to yoga. I don't care if I'm the girl who walks in late. And I felt awesome getting in the car. It was still I'm nervous, but it was no, I am doing it. It's empowering to do what you say you're going to do. It's empowering to say no to the damn cupcake. Love that this is a practice, says Earthland. I don't have to be perfect. Jenna says, I'm making progress and I will keep moving forward. You guys are amazing. And I do have your link for you. I just have to find it. Share a file. Here it is. 6 Weeks to Summer recipe ebook. Guys, you should see it right there. It's a PDF. There's a blue button that says download file. That's for you, and that's an awesome recipe ebook. MJ, let's see if we can also get it emailed to everybody who came live. A few people left at the 9:30 mark, and they should receive it as well. So we will make sure that we get that out to you. If you came live, you entered your email before you came in. I'm going to make sure you get that 6 Weeks to Summer ebook. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for being in the practice just by showing up tonight, you guys. You are practicing. I want you to take this inspiration. I want you to take this motivation. I want you to take the confidence that you're feeling right now and bring it into your kitchen and start showing up for you and this practice. And I promise you, you're going to see rewards. Thanks for coming. Love you guys. Good night.